Again, nobody is officially eliminated from this tournament today. This is just for seeding for the playoffs that are going to take place on Saturday and Sunday. And I hope you guys have been enjoying this here at the Intel booth at PAX East 2023. Hope you guys have been having a great time here. And again, for everybody at home watching on twitch.tv/Intel, my name is James Chen, aka J Chenzor. That's where you can find me on all the social medias, and I'll be guiding you throughout this weekend. I will be joined later on this weekend by none other than Vicious himself, aka Jeremy, my good friend. So he will be here later on this weekend, but for now it'll be just by myself here, and hope you guys are having a good time watching these matches over here. We're getting the next set of players up here onto the stream for you guys. If we can get that bracket up again, I'm not sure if we have that ability here. Oh, there we go, perfect. Wow, that was fast, thank you guys. iDom here, winning that 2-1 over Alex Myers. As you can see, Punk and Toy coming up there. Did Punk make it here from his from the airport? I know he just landed. So he's going to be coming here straight from the airport. So he's going to be you know, a little jet lagged, I'm sure here. Well, it's the same time zone, so whatever. It's fine for him. But you know, traveling is tiring. But he's going to be going up against Toy over here. Toy is a long-time Street Fighter player, been playing for quite some time. As I mentioned, you may not be as familiar with his name, not as much on the national scene as some of these other players here, but Toy was on the first season of Street Fighter League. Very, very strong player as well. A very, very powerful M. Bison player from the Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 days. So definitely a strong player, and one of the beautiful things about a game like Street Fighter 6, again, fighting game fundamentals are going to take you far, man. Like, if you're good at Street Fighter 5 and you take Street Fighter 6 seriously, you're going to be just fine there as well. However, it is offering a reset point here, so we are going to be seeing a lot of new faces, and maybe even losing some old faces, depending on whether, you know, obviously the game, you know, gels with them or not. But, you know, we're going to be seeing a lot of new faces, and maybe even a lot of not new faces, but old faces coming back into the scene. I've definitely seen a lot of players who are, you know, Street Fighter 4 players who did not dabble in Street Fighter 5 coming back to Street Fighter 6. I see a lot of players really excited about this, and again, this game is a very, it's a different game. And it's offering a new look. And that's the beautiful thing about fighting games, right? Every fighting game, every Street Fighter series is a very unique game. Street Fighter 2 is not Street Fighter 3, is not Street Fighter Alpha, is not Street Fighter 4, is not 5. Man, this list is long now. Is not Street Fighter 6. This list is way too long. But again, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I love the fact that the games change all the time and that we have a very different thing. And, you know, if you are a player who has grown up and mostly gained strength through Street Fighter 5, you know, it's going to be kind of an interesting journey, wouldn't you say, iDom?
Yes, I will actually say it's very different playing 6 from 5. It's definitely like a whole lot of changes, and you got to like make adaptations to how you play. Definitely not the same game, which is very exciting because I feel like there's going to be like a clash between worlds because the Street Fighter 4 players are going to come because they're like, you know, 5's different, and then the 5 players are like, man, 4 is different. Now there's going to be a clash when 6 comes out.
So, I mean, how much 4 did you play?
I played a little bit, not too much. Nothing to brag about.
So this is kind of new for you then, right? Going from I mean, obviously you played a bunch of other fighting games as well, so you're kind of used to going to different systems and stuff, but yeah. This is your main game, Street Fighter 5, and so going from 5 to 6, do you feel like the transition has been kind of, I mean, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, you've been playing a lot of no, it's you've barely had a chance to touch the game.
I got to play at Capcom Cup, the Capcom Cup 9, and I got to play the first beta and a little bit of the second.
Okay. But obviously, I mean, has it been kind of difficult to transition? Do you find yourself with a lot of like bad habits from 5 that don't work as well in 6?
There's going to be some things that I think is really different from a Street Fighter game, like all the lights being like minus instead of like the tick throws aren't like how they were in like Street Fighter 4 or 5 or whatever Street Fighter game. Like, is definitely very backwards. So I think they definitely want to change it up for like less legacy skill, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And more like this is the game, and everyone has to adapt, and we're all in the same playing field.
Yeah, and like I said, this is kind of for when we went from Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter Alpha, or from like Street Fighter Alpha to 3, like these are just like completely different games. So this is kind of one of those things that we expect, and it's exciting to see, and we're gonna see a bunch of people learning a bunch of new things, and it looks like Punk is still sticking with that Luke.
I thought Punk was playing Jamie.
Okay. So I thought he was like, you're right. I'm gonna switch over to Jamie. No, but he's going for. He wants that laptop, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Toy's playing Ken, which is I think is kind of hard because like Toy known for his Bison in Street Fighter 5, and then there's no like Bison equivalent in the beta currently. Hopefully, when the first game comes out, there's a Bison equivalent. Maybe Bison even comes back.
Yeah, I know. So far, there's no Bison at all. So Toy is just like, all right, I'm gonna have to find somebody else. Yeah. Maybe have to play JP. JP looks like he has something to do with Bison. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, what is that? Like Luke has a little shoulder.
Yeah, Luke has a new. I played Luke for when the second beta came out. I did try Luke for a bit. So Luke has a lot of new target combos.
Oh, okay.
So from his low forward, I think that's heavy. I want to believe that's heavy punch.
Okay,
So he gets a low forward heavy punch target combo.
Playing some Luke in the beta, huh? Going to the dark side here. I thought you hated Luke here, right? So oh man. But look at this Toy getting some good pressure here. But you see,
the shimmy.
And one of the beautiful things about having that, so you see, I've been talking to the audience about, how you're going to manage your drive gauge there. And you saw Punk go from full drive gauge to nothing, but he knew that he was going to a combo that was going to kill, so it didn't matter. So he was like, all right, I've got all these resources to just kind of blow right at the very end. But that's only if he has the drive gauge over there. So
in other fighting games, I kind of feel like the drive meter is similar to like how other fighting games where like the gauge just resets round for round.
Yeah.
So you got to think about it like that. You don't want to die when any resources or any extra leave anything on the table. Like if you got $100, you spend all 100. You don't spend 80 and then go back home with 20 because you're not keeping that 20.
It always made you feel bad, like in 5 when you died with the full V gauge. Example. And so, it's really, I'm really fascinated to see how people are going to manage that drive gauge. And see right there, Toy going into negative state over here in burnout state. So that's going to allow Punk a lot more power. But again, if you trust in your offense, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be, I feel like, situations where people are just going to try to, how I call, run people over in a fighting game where it's like, beat them before they even figure out what happened. Like, they sat down and the next thing they know, they're getting up and they went 0-2.
Try to use the Cerro Blast mentality right there, right? Just go in there and attack.
Yeah.
Oh, Toy dropping a combo, unfortunately. And here, look at this, Punk getting that full charge. Oh, missed the shoulder rush there, but now you see how even when you block moves, you lose some of that drive gauge as well. So it acts like a guard meter as well.
Yeah. Another thing with this game, I feel like the offense, if your offense is really good and you can really manage your opponent's drive meter, I think that's going to be super important as well.
Yeah, we haven't, like most of us haven't learned that yet, spending our resources to burn them out. But Punk is looking really strong over here to start. Looks like just gets the 2-0 over Toy pretty convincingly right now. But again, as I've mentioned, you guys are obviously experts at fighting games here. You guys are some of the best in the world at this point in time. You guys are going to have the ability